it's Reija and welcome to another video. Today it's time for another Top 5 Wednesday topic and I will leave all the pertinent links to the group and the host channel down in the description, so be sure to check them out. Today's topic is love interests you would have broken up with, and the list was quite hard to compile because there are only 2 actual love interests in this list, and the rest are main characters. But aren't main characters the love interests to the love interest? I think they are, so I'm gonna roll with it. First character on my list is Monty from The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzi. And if you've been here any length of time, you know how much I don't like Monty. I feel like Monty is the kind of person who is very self-serving, and even when you tell him that you don't approve of his behavior, he doesn't really learn and he doesn't really make the effort to actually respect your choices and your wishes. I mainly base this argument on the fact that Monty's character development backtracked quite a bit up until the very last part of the book. He would be like, oh yes, I'm very sorry, I'm never doing this again, and then he would do the same shit again. And I understand that people have a hard time growing up and people have a hard time surpassing their character faults. But I'm less forgiving when that happens over and over and over again. Monty also has this penchant of making everything about himself. For example, Percy was out there having an epileptic seizure and Percy was like, oh, but how does this affect me? So, you know, that kind of self-servingness and inability to put yourself in other shoes kind of makes him out to be a very toxic partner. So I would have broken up with him, or rather I would never have gotten in with him in the first place. The next character on my list is Kat from Fangirl by Rowell. And this is basically because Kat is a very judgy person. I'm still not over the fact that she was very judgmental towards Levi, who is clearly shown to have either dyslexia or some kind of learning disability like ADHD. And as a person who has both of those things, I was really annoyed by the fact that Kath was really judgy about the whole thing and it was never fully addressed. And if I was Levi, I would not want that kind of belittlement in my life, you know. I would not want a partner who was secretly judging me and thinking I was an unintelligent buffoon. You know, that kind of thing. Number 3 is Mirador from the Doctrine of Labyrinths series by Monette. And oh boy, I actually like Mirador as a character, but I do not like her as a love interest because she is a very sort of, once again, a self-serving, politicking kind of person. And if you are not advancing her aims, she will just throw you to the curb. And that's good on her, actually. I like Mirador as a character. But if I were in a relationship with her, I would be so anxious and walking on eggshells because I would be constantly thinking about, okay, when is my turn to get axed for a more prominent and politically more advantageous suitor, so to speak. So Mirador is a character I would have broken up with because my heart can't really stand that kind of stress. Number 4 is Julian from Caraval by Stephanie Garber. And basically, I hate this character with a passion. He is a gaslighting, abusive idiot, and he was constantly belittling Scarlet. He was constantly undermining her decisions, making her doubt herself. Even when she was fully capable of making an informed decision or a decision of her own accord, he would be there to undermine that decision and making her question herself. And that kind of toxicity, I don't need that in my life. I've had partners like that. Never again. So yeah, that whole shtick with his character, I was constantly squicked by it. So his ass would have been on the curb long time ago. And the last character on my list is Caro from Rosewater by Tade Thompson. Once again, it has nothing to do with Caro being a bad character. He is in fact a very well written and very well fleshed out. But he is also sexist. And he has this male bravado that makes him kind of intolerable. And he looks down on a lot of the women in his life. And those things are actually called out in the narrative. But you know, as we're kind of looking at romantic partners, Garber would be a very bad romantic partner. Like seriously, I feel sorry for the women he is having relationships with, because man, he is a kind of a douchebag. And that is why I would have broken up with him. And I'm still kind of rooting for the love interests in that book series to find someone more palatable to hang out with. And there you have it. Those are the 5 characters I would have broken up with, or I would not have started a relationship with them to begin with, because these characters are not really the material you take home to your parents, so to speak. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!